Hello everyone, long time no see. I'm super excited to be saying hello and super excited for what we are about to be doing. So Brian and I and all of the critters are going on a week-long camping trip up in Utah. And it's gonna be cold and it's gonna be amazing and I'm so excited. It's gonna feel, I always want to just live in a tent for an extended period of time. And a week is a very rare opportunity, so I'm just above and beyond excited to be out in nature. I was walking the dogs yesterday in the neighborhood and just feeling really irritated by every car that drove by and all the sounds, and it was just making me feel edgy, and I can't wait to get out into nature and just hear the sounds of the natural world. My mouth is also really dry. So excuse me. So I thought I would bring you along on the journey and maybe make a series, a little like 2 or 3 part series, depending on how much filming I end up doing, of our trip, starting with day 1 of packing. We are leaving tomorrow. So I've got all these things around me. First of all, I think this is going to be my car ride outfit. It's just a pair of corduroys. These will be probably the only shoes I bring, which are my Blundstones. I have a flannel button-up shirt, a fleece pullover, and of course my knit hat. And I would never leave the house without this, my favorite knitted item ever. So first of all, for sleeping, because it is going to be cold, we're thinking it could be anywhere, depending on where we end up staying. We haven't completely decided because it's dependent on road conditions, but we could be sleeping in the teens, 20s, or 30s. So I have 2 wool base layers that I want to pack that I could layer up and sleep in. This is a lighter one. And then I have the pink one, which is a heavier one. So that's gonna come. I could also, of course, wear those during the day under my flannel shirts if I feel like I need the extra layers. And then I have a pair of wool leggings. If you haven't heard, wool is awesome. And I highly recommend it. So 3 wool base layers, plus if it's really, really cold, I could always sleep in some extra layers. So I have these fleece pants. These are also just nice to have around the camp. In the morning when I get out of bed, I can put these on over my fleece or over my wool leggings and have a nice soft warm layer. And then I could potentially sleep in this as well. So that is the sleeping things packed. Next are just like day things, and it feels a little excessive, but I guess you just never know. And if we're like playing in the snow, things could get really wet, and it's nice to have something to change in. So I'll not only have these corduroys, but I'll have 2 pairs of leggings with me. And then I'll have an extra flannel shirt, extra button-up flannel. This is basically the same as the one I'm wearing, just a different color. I also have, of course, I have this wool neck cowl, which actually, when I sleep, I tend to wear this, and then I put this on my head over my hat if it's extra cold, or I wear this instead of my hat because the hat tends to fall off when I'm sleeping, and this is a lot tighter and stretchier, so it stays on my head better. And then I have 2 pairs of gloves. This is a leather pair that's cashmere lined. They're really soft and they're pretty warm. And the great thing is I can wear them with my wrist warmers that I knit and have this like double layer system, which is really great. I might bring 1 more pair of gloves that's waterproof. I don't know. I think we're gonna have to like really nail it down tonight where we're going to be staying and if there's going to be snow or not. And then I have a bunch of socks. They're all the same socks, not the socks I've made, unfortunately, because these ones admittedly are my favorite type of sock. This is a smart wool sock, and they're just really, really thick and fluffy, and I like them so much. They fill out my boots really, really nicely. And I haven't been able to knit a sock for myself that quite replicates these ones. And these ones are nice for hiking. They're great for sleeping in. And so I brought a couple extra of those because they could get wet, you never know. I'm also going to bring my rain jacket. I'm not a fan of rain jackets. I tend to not want to wear them or pack them. They're noisy and they don't breathe. But, you know, when you're hiking around and it's raining really hard, I suppose it's nice. But then it feels silly because I don't have any waterproof pants. So I'm like, well, my pants are gonna get wet. Why do I care about the upper half of my body? And then last but not least, I have, this has been my favorite jacket. I actually, so many of my clothes are Patagonia clothes. I just love the company and I love what they produce. I bought so many of my clothes on outerwear, which is Patagonia's like upcycled online sale. And basically people can trade in their Patagonia clothes that they no longer wear, get a little money for it, and then you can buy them, which is really nice. I bought this, I think maybe 2 winters ago on outerwear, and it's bulky, but it's been my favorite jacket I've ever had. I like that it's really long, so it keeps my legs warm when I'm wearing it. It's also fleece lined, which is just really cozy. I love the color, it's canvas. I like that feels more natural. The only thing I don't like about it is it's bulky, but honestly, there's plenty of room actually in my bag here, which is really surprising. So I'll probably be able to actually pack like my bathroom bag in there and some other things because there's still so much space. I love that. I can fit everything I need, and I think I'll feel pretty content with what I have. So those are the clothes. There's still a lot of packing to do. I'll check in with you later on that. All right, another thing I have to do today is take the car in to get an oil change, get it all road ready, and do a bunch of grocery shopping and figure out what we're gonna eat. Brian and I are not big cookers when we go camping, and mostly that's just because it requires a lot more things. We have to have cookware and things to clean, and then things to wash with, and we go through a lot more water when you have to wash dishes, and so usually we try to keep it as minimal as possible. And so we need to figure out what we want to do in that regard. We don't have a whole lot of space in the car because we're traveling with basically 3 dogs. Bean's cage takes up as much space as another dot-sized dog. Car has been dropped off, taking a little breakfast break. We have eggs, some leftover steak from yesterday, spinach, olives, and tomatoes. For a moment I was like, what are these things called? Oh yeah, olives. Clamato olives. Oh, and I did put tapatio on it for some extra spice. Alrighty, next step. I have some leisure time things that I'd like to pack. First off, games. This is a little pouch of dice, and then we have a double deck of cards. And so I think I'll pack them here. And then I also have 3 books, one of which I am currently reading called Uprooted. It's a fantasy. Then I have Fake History, 101 Things That Never Happened. So this should be really fun to read because I love history. And last but not least is this. I don't know what happened, my phone just stopped recording. But anyways, so these are 12 new mysteries featuring Miss Marple, which is an Agatha Christie character written by 12 different people. But it actually sounds kind of fun, and I can step away enough of and be able to just enjoy some new Agatha Christie. I know I could fit these in my suitcase because there's so much extra space. I always end up bringing a lot of books, but I end up reading, finishing one book and then wanting to start a new one, and it's nice to have options because you don't really know what kind of mood you're going to be in. And while I have that open, I'm just going to pack up my toiletries bag. I have it always packed and ready so that I can just toss it in and go. Now, knitting. I'm going to be bringing 3 projects with me, one of which is a test knit that I'm doing for Alicia Plummer. This is the Scotch Pine pullover, and I am allowed to share it on social media. You can't really tell what's happening right now. It's a neck down, a yoke construction. I have 2 different colors, although in this lighting they're not really showing, but when it's in the sunlight, this contrasting green color just like pops. It's amazing. And Bean wants to be out. I'm also going to pack this, which is the Aperture sweater, also an Alicia Plummer pattern, although not a test. This one, the body is done. I've actually already done the neckline and had to pull it out because I cast off way too tightly. And I picked up stitches kind of awkwardly, and I was like, I might as well just redo the collar. So I have the yarn for that. And I have an extra ball. Hello, Bean. I have an extra ball. And maybe I'll start the sleeves. I love working with this. This is the Noro fiber, Noro Madara, and it's been such a pleasure to knit. I really, really am a huge fan and can foresee more Madara yarns in my future. I am less inspired, admittedly, by the test knit. And I think part of it is actually just simply the pressure of having to knit something for someone else. It just is a lot of pressure, and apparently I'm crumbling a little bit. So I will get it done because I have no choice. But it definitely has been a bit of a struggle. I would imagine that Brian and I will be taking turns driving. And so during that time in which he's driving, I will be knitting. And so I'm hoping to make a lot of progress on the test knit. And then last but not least, I do have this poor little abandoned sock that might get some work on depending on how I'm feeling. It has not been a priority. So that is all going to get squished into my knitting bag. Voila, like so. And we're good to go with that. This is random things that I think I'll just pack into my backpack that I'm bringing. Hello, Bean. Like an umbrella. Oh, and my kind of everything case. I need to make sure that my battery pack is not in there. I wonder where that has gone off to. I bet it's on a charger somewhere, because every time I use these things, as soon as I get home or when I'm driving in the car, I hook them up to chargers because I want to be able to store them charged. Oh, well, there's a hanky and my first aid kit. All right. Okay, I'm gonna leave that out though, and that will help remind me to pack my binoculars. This backpack will just become my purse for the road. So I'll have water. I have been journaling again in this Leuchtturm, and I have a little Jetstream multi-pen. That's what I've been writing with and really digging. And then do I really need to bring, I don't think I need to bring my planner. Do not want to know the day of the week and what I have to do in the future. So I am not going to take my planner, but I will take my journal and my wallet and a little pot of lotion. This is Busby Bee Butter. Brian's mom puts this in our Christmas stocking every year, and it's so amazing. And normally I try to like use the tiniest bit so that it can last me the whole year, but it usually doesn't because I just love it so much and it feels so good. So this year I actually bought some extra and shared one of them with Brian and another with my mom. Stuff is really good. Comes out of Minnesota. Anyways, that's it for now. I think the next thing we need to do is open up our food bin and see what we have and then do some grocery shopping. I mustn't forget my Shiwi and pea jar. Best thing ever. All right, car is done, grocery shopping is done, and heading home to finish up packing. I'm starting to run out of steam, I think, just a little bit. My brain feels a bit foggy in regards to its functioning, and I'm just gonna go. P.S. It's a really beautiful day. It rained all night and off and on all yesterday, so it's just really clear and the temperature is perfect, and yeah. Okay, so I just went to REI because I could not find my battery pack, and so I bought a new one. This is basically the same one that I had last time, although I think the one that I've misplaced or lost is, I think, the bigger version. I can't remember. But I needed to go there anyways to pick up just one extra canister and a poncho. I've been wanting to have a poncho to keep in my backpack for years now, and it's silly that it's taken me this long, but I just feel like if you're caught in a rainstorm, having a poncho is ideal because you can put it over your backpack and yourself. So now I'm set. The best news though is I didn't have to pay a single cent, because now I feel like an REI commercial, but my dividends, because it's a co-op, and so my dividends paid for the whole kit and caboodle, which makes me really happy. Okay, handkerchiefs now are packed, or about to be packed. I love that I could do almost everything in my Blundstone boots, but if we're gonna be around in the snow, I'm gonna bring my extra tufts. Much to my chagrin, I really like being as minimal as possible, but alas, it might be nice to have a shoe that won't get wet. So I'm eating a little chocolate coconut. What do you call these? Like cupcake? No, not a cupcake. You know the Reese's Pieces? Cups. Chocolate coconut cup. This is lunch for now. We are getting there. We need to pack blankets. We have an inflatable mattress, an Xped inflatable mattress. It's really nice and comfortable to sleep on. And we're not going to bring sleeping bags. Well, we're going to bring sleeping bags for the dogs, but we are not going to bring sleeping bags for ourselves. We're actually going to just bring regular bedding, in which case we need to bring a lot of wool blankets. So we have to do that. And then I think pack as much as we can into the car. I need to get Bean's travel carrier all set up. And then I think we're ready. So that's exciting. We actually might have a social engagement to attend this evening, which is a little bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. as long as we're all like packed and ready to go. And then we'll be getting up and hitting the road early tomorrow. Okay, here's the deal. We are mostly packed up. We have had to use every little tiny nook and cranny in the car, and we're pushing it a little bit, but we think we can do it. We are also waiting on a tent to be delivered. This is a very special tent that we have waited over a year now to get, and thank you, Mom, for helping us out, for buying the tent for us. It's really special. It's a very special tent, and I'm really, really excited to share it with you all. It's a pretty big tent, one might say. It could be a permanent home, I think, if you wanted to live full-time in a tent. It's really nice. Anyways, it's 4:30. Oh, Dot's barking. Maybe it's being delivered because we're so anxious about it not getting delivered before tomorrow. And that might be them. All right, well, it wasn't them. I think I'm gonna end this video here though, because honestly, I'm just really beat, and so is Brian. We're really tired, and we might still have to go and have a dinner. We'll still have to walk the dogs, and it just feels like a lot. We haven't packed we're going to take a cooler. We haven't packed the fresh food yet because we're waiting till the last minute, but basically everything else except for the tent and the cooler have been packed in the car. Even the glove box is full of things. Under the seats are full of things. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff. Oh my goodness. It'll be so worth it though. I cannot wait to get out there. It sounds like we might end up leaving tomorrow, and if we don't get to have dinner with these friends tonight, then we're gonna have to have breakfast with them in the morning before we head out. If that's the case, then we're gonna have to get a hotel along the way because we don't know where we're camping yet, and it would be nice to not be searching for a camp spot in the middle of the night. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're flexible. That's the beauty of not having any rigid plans. We are flexible. All right, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.